Hello and welcome to another video with me, Elmo J. Karjalainen. It's good to have you along. If my name's tricky to pronounce, you can call me this guy. Today I'm going to be talking about that feeling you can sometimes have when you feel that you're not making any progress, when you feel that you're stuck, and how to kind of think about that and how you can maybe overcome that feeling. So I'll be right back after this intro. Okay, so sometimes when you're playing guitar or focusing on anything in life, trying to learn anything, working on something, you can kind of hit a wall and feel that you're not getting anywhere, you're not making any progress. I see this among my students on a frequent, kind of almost daily basis. Well, maybe not daily, but anyway. And I remember having these thoughts back when I was kind of starting out on guitar or was fairly new to the whole thing. The thing to remember is that if you're working on something, you are progressing. It might feel like you're not, but trust me, you are. How do I know? That's basically irrelevant. How do you know? That's more important, because if you're facing these feelings or having these feelings, the thing is you need to kind of realize that you are making progress. Now let's say you've been playing guitar a year or 2 years, and you get struck by that feeling that you're not making any progress. So you might have been working on, let's say, a technique or a lick for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and you feel like nothing's happening. You're just banging your head against the wall. First thing to remember is if you're stubborn enough, the wall will give up before your head. But during a 2-week period, it might actually feel like you're not getting anywhere. And it might actually be that you're not getting anywhere during that 2-week period. But all the work you're putting into it, it will pay off at some point. I found that learning usually happens in kind of spurts. So you work on something, nothing really happens, and then you make a big leap forward. You go like, wow, that's a huge improvement. It probably doesn't work that way, but that's how I felt when growing up as a guitar player and as a human being. The thing is, if you've been playing a year or 2 years or even longer, don't look back 1 or 2 weeks, look back further. So if you've been playing 2 years, look back a year. It might be difficult to remember where you were at then. The thing is, it helps if you can actually remember what you were like. But if you want, you can look back 1.5 years when you've been playing half a year. You might have known a few chords. You might have known D, A, the cage system, the open chords basically. And now you might actually be able to play a few riffs. Or you might be able to play something like this. Now it might not sound the way it does when I play it, but it's better than this, or it's more than just this. And when you were starting out, the chords might have sounded like this. And you had trouble changing between chords and so on. So there has been progress. And this, by the way, it isn't just about guitar. This applies to anything you're working on in life. But I'm going to keep it specific to guitar. So trust me, there is progress. You just need to take a look back a bit further than 1 or 2 weeks or even a month. You can go even a couple of months without noticing any real progress. And this is where documenting what you're doing can help. You can record yourself playing. You can use your phone or whatever, and You don't have to put it out there on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or wherever. You can if you want to, you don't have to. You can save these videos on your phone, or you can put them on Google Drive or whatever, and you can go back to these videos when you're feeling that nothing's happening. And you can look at them and go, well, I am better than I was a year ago. And that can help you progress. Because the thing about feeling that nothing's happening is that it can halt your momentum, and that in turn will halt or diminish your enthusiasm, and that can become a real problem. You just need to realize that something is actually happening. Back when I was starting out, there weren't really the same ways to document what you were doing. We didn't all have smartphones. We barely invented the wheel back then. Oh, that's what it feels like now. But we did have some kind of camcorders with tape, and it was magical. And I remember I have a video of my first gig where if I remember correctly, I'd been playing like 2-3 years or something at that point. And it sounds pretty terrible. I mean, I was terribly ambitious. We played Sunshine of Your Love by Cream and For the Love of God by Steve Vai, like you do at your first gig. It sounded like shite. But fast forward a year, I have another video from a year later, and it was already starting to sound much better. A year forward from that, it was actually quite impressive, at least compared to the first one. So there was definite progress. But I remember having these feelings of, it's not happening, it's not working, when in fact I was progressing all the time. I just didn't realize it. I was lucky that even though I had these feelings, I didn't let them bother me too much, but I know different people react differently to kind of the same feelings, or they might feel more frustration, as it were. So looking back over a longer period can really help. So you need to realize that you are actually making progress. The progress might not be as fast as you want, but it is there. So keep that in mind and keep working at whatever it is that you're working on, be it guitar, be it drums, be it football, or American football. And you will progress. So that's basically all I have for you today. I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. And if you feel that this is useful information, please share the video. Comment, let me know what you thought, if you have similar experiences, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification thing. Support me on Patreon, because you get a bunch of exclusive stuff when you do, like a whole album that hasn't been released anywhere except on Patreon, where I've released demo versions, and that album will be made at some point. And if you want free music, check out my website, the link's below. You can get a free compilation album from there. So I hope to see you in another one. I'll end by playing something.